Premier LAUDS Sarawak's milestones in horticulture, Sarawak to expedite Velodrome project, and Zahid unpacks all in an exclusive interview with TVS. Those are the headlines for tonight. You're now with me, Razi Ahmad, and this is TVS Nightline. The Borneo International Garden Expo Sarawak Big X 2023 marks a milestone for Sarawak's horticulture industry. The state's premier, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, said that the expo is also in line with Sarawak's post-COVID-19 development strategy 2030 of income generation through value addition.
To explore new ideas on the question of horticulture, at the same time, how to make use of this, not only for our economic benefits, but also to foster cohesion among communities. This horticulture is one industry that embraces both. One as a commodity, and the other one is also social.
Abang Johari shared that during his recent trip to Saudi Arabia, he was awestruck by the local government's effort in beautifying the towns and councils with plants and flowers. Thus, he implored both the Kuching North City Commission DBKU and Kuching South City Council MBKS to emulate the same beautification effort with Sarawak's native plants, adding that it can be an attraction and leave a lasting impression to visitors to the city. Big X 2023 currently takes place from today until Sunday, March 19 at Borneo Convention Center, Kuching, BCCK from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Sarawak is currently in the discussion phase with the relevant authorities in regards to the Velodrome project for the Sukma Games next year. State's Premier Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said that it would expedite the upgrading works of sports facilities in Sarawak, especially the Velodrome, adding that it is likely to be built at the stadium complex in Kuching.
Ia akan berbincang mengenai dengan kemudahan-kemudahan yang lain, khususnya velodrome. Velodrome, dia hendaklah kita buat dengan secepat mungkin. Yang lain kita ada mempunyai kemudahan, hanya upgrading saja.
Asked on the allocation as the host for next year, Abang Johari revealed that the Sarawak government is ready to fork out its own money to fund the games, noting that it was for the best interest of the country and the athletes.
Sudah tentu kita melihat beberapa peruntukan yang diberi di Kerajaan Persekutuan. Kena Sarawak dipilih, saya jagalah. Negeri lain yang menolak. Mungkin ada sebab-sebabnya, kerana selalunya bajet federal ada, tapi selalu tidak mencukupi. Dan bagi kita disebabkan oleh national interest. Sarawak want to contribute for national interest. Dan juga yang penting ialah para atlet kita supaya ada exposure.
The disruption witnessed in the national political scene is one of the elements that proves Malaysia's dynamic politics. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi stressed that the differences in opinion in every administration should be celebrated and respected.
Tetapi dalam situasi sekarang ini, saya tidak nampak adanya pergolakan dalaman. Tidak nampak. Ya. Dan Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim sangat menyantuni perbezaan pendapat. Tetapi apabila keputusan telah dibuat sama ada oleh Jemaah Menteri atau diputuskan oleh 20 parti yang berbeza di dalam kerajaan perpaduan, ianya sangat menghormati keputusan berdasarkan kebersamaan. Sebab kita melihat titik pertemuan itu lebih penting daripada melayani titik perbezaan.
Adding to that, Zahid said political stability will exist only when internal parties show understanding, compatibility, and respect. As such, he said, despite the different standings, he is confident that the goal to improve the political stability can be achieved. The controversial sacking of high-profile UMNO members rocked the nation's political scene. Its president, Dato Sri Zahid Hamidi, rectified the matter in an exclusive interview. During the dialogue TVS, he said former UMNO members were caught red-handed, tarnishing the party's image during the campaign period when they had the responsibility to speak of only good things to win the people's vote. Besides that, Zahid said the removal was done not only to protect the party, but also to protect former members' reputations from being tainted by their own actions.
Umum mungkin tidak mengetahui bahawa bencana yang dilakukan oleh mereka yang telah diambil keputusan itu tidak dikeluarkan kerana tidak mahu mengaibkan seseorang itu. Ya. Tetapi lembaga berdisiplin mempunyai perincian yang cukup lengkap terhadap kesilapan, kesalahan, melanggar disiplin. Ya. Umpamanya, jika seseorang itu mungkin popular di luar, di dalam partinya adalah perosak parti.
The Deputy Prime Minister also said the identity and faults of former members will still be kept in the dark unless the situation has gone out of control.
Biar pengurusi lembaga disiplin sebutkan, saya tidak mahu terlibat seolah-olah saya yang tidak mahu dia orang. Sebenarnya parti yang membuat keputusan, lembaga disiplin yang membuat keputusan.
Malaysia has set the agenda of expanding its capacity for technical and vocational training and training TVET through effective implementation of skill development in all sectors, including agriculture. Hence, formal agricultural vocational training is needed since the nature of the production itself has changed, in which the younger generation who venture into agriculture face a unique set of challenges and opportunities to generate higher income.
Ya, saya mengkoordinasikan institusi TVET ini ya, di Sarawak ni ya, supaya TVET di kawasan luar bandar juga ya, diaktifkan mengikut kursus-kursus yang sesuai dengan permintaan pasaran. Ya. Dan kita dapati TVET di bawah RISDA atau TVET di bawah FEKRA dan TVET di bawah institusi atau agensi negeri ini kita selaraskan keseluruhannya. Yang akhirnya kita dapati kebolehpasaran, employability kepada graduan TVET ini melebihi daripada 90%. Dan ada institusi TVET yang mempunyai employability kepada sampai ke tahap 99.5%. Wow. Sebab kursus yang ditawarkan itu bersesuaian dengan permintaan.
Zahid, who is also the Minister of Rural and Regional Development, said efforts are being made together with the Department of Agriculture Sarawak on new and replanting of rubber trees and providing job opportunities in the move to reduce the exodus of younger generations to the urban areas. This was made possible through education by integrating theoretical knowledge and practical skills development.
Untuk mengelakkan tidak berlakunya horizontal social mobility atau mobility sosial mendata, artinya berlaku penghijrahan disebabkan oleh mencari peluang pekerjaan. Maka kita lakukan dengan vertical social mobility, artinya melalui sistem pendidikan itu penghijrahan itu adalah positif. Ya.
Meanwhile, the minimum salary of TVET graduates has been set at more than 2,000 ringgit for those settling in rural areas, in addition to ensuring that their job is in accordance with their qualification. The Chinese Muslim Welfare Association Sarawak (PERCDIS) will establish a new Chinese Muslim Community Cultural Center. Its president, Mortada Lau Abdullah, said the center will be built on a 1.5-acre land along Diplomatic Road, Kuching.
Say thank you to Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak for his caring. We are already given a parcel of land to build our Chinese Muslim Cultural Center. Under his Thailand leadership, even those we are Chinese Muslim community minority, but never be marginalized.
Mortada explained that the 2-year time frame is to account for the approval of architectural, engineering, and mechanical plans by the relevant authorities. He also said the cost to build the center has not yet been finalized. And we'll be taking a short break. Coming up right after, Bung Bratak Festival to return in May, and 19,000 liters of diesel spills in train derailment. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The Bung Bratak Festival will be making a grander comeback come May 1st. In a statement, Bung Bratak Heritage Association BBHA Chairman Dato' Peter Minos said the festival is held to celebrate the history of Bung Bratak and the Bidayo culture. The festival will be held at Puncak Bung Bratak, an early settlement of the Bidayo community hundreds of years ago. Previously, the festival was on a 3-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Bung Bratak personality, National Diving Queen Dato' Pandalela Rinong, is expected to make her appearance during the event. Other programs include cultural performances as well as traditional costume and customs performances.
Daki bukit lah, turun bukit, mana mini marathon lah. Itu dalam on 30 April. Dan 1 Mei dan membuat pertunjukan cultural show, dances, music daripada 3 golongan Badayu di Lundu, di Bau, Pedakwan, Perlis dan Serian.
The photography exhibition entitled Impressions of Zhengzhou City and Cebu City could enhance the understanding and relations between China and Sarawak. Sarawak Deputy Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government Michael Tiang said the exhibition, organized by University Technology Sarawak UTS Cebu, is aimed at promoting the tourism industry of both cities.
I think this is the beginning of how we are changing our arts and changing our works. And not only that, we hope that we can continue exchanging our tourists and to go to visit each others. And of course, our gate is always open for Chinese tourists to come to Sarawak, especially Cebu. Of course, this will introduce Cebu, the beauty of Cebu, hidden jewels of Cebu, to Zhengzhou, to Chinese our friends in China. So that will be like a promotion. They are promoting Cebu, not only promoting Cebu heritage, also promoting Cebu tourism. Okay.
The two-day exhibition, organized by the UTS Confucius Institute, showcases the beauty of the Yellow River and traditional buildings that line the streets of Zhengzhou City, central China, as well as a scenic view of Batang Rajang and Cebu nightscape. House Kuching will be organizing Minggu Seni Kita, a two-day event starting tomorrow, March 18, focusing on women empowerment in arts and entrepreneurship, in conjunction with the International Women's Day celebration. Its program director, Said Rushdi, said the event will also provide an avenue for networking among local artists.
The program itinerary includes local artists showcasing their best work, discussion sessions, and an interactive workshop. Additionally, the program will see over 20 vendors.
So previously, we have not explored the themes quite strongly enough. We are looking for this to be different in that, first of all, it's in a different venue. It's at House itself. We have our biggest collaboration, number of collaborations so far. And yeah, we're looking to have 4 this year. 4 quarters, 4 Seni Kitas.
He added that the program will continue to be expanded to benefit the people.
And that will be roughly twice a month, that many of events throughout the entire year. Our own event, which is Seni Kita Weekend, we have been doing it in other venues so that people know about House outside of House. Next plan for Seni Kita, we are always open to new collaborations, new kinds of art form, no matter how small or niche. We will be doing 4 this year. The most immediate one is around women in March. Second one will be mental health in May. Third one will quite likely be around subcultures in September.
Meanwhile, Said added that there will be a variety of interesting activities, which include a town hall discussion on internet access, a yoga session, a cuisine art exhibition, a panel discussion on the local creative industry, and an R&B session with JC Ho on the last day of the program.
Now, tourism is one of the many sectors that enjoy positive spillover effects from the fast-growing electronic sports or esports industry in Malaysia. Hence, with the industry experiencing rapid growth, esports competitions organized in the state will also strengthen the tourism sector, at the same time allowing participants to visit the attractions that the state has to offer.
Elaborating further, apart from economic growth, tourists have the opportunity to be introduced to the local culture.
Dan kita juga merasa sungguh terima kasih kerana pada tahun ini Bandar Kuching telah dipilih untuk menganjurkan kejohanan ini, dan saya harap daripada kita penyertai kejohanan ini dia juga akan memberikan satu kesan dan impak kepada industri pelancongan itu sendiri, terutamanya berkaitan dengan pelancongan di Sarawak.
Meanwhile, the tournament, organized jointly by the National Youth and Sports Department and the Sarawak Esports Association, will see 4 countries competing for the ultimate title of the King of Borneo 2023. The countries are Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei, and Malaysia, with 3 participating Borneo islands, namely Sabah, West Kalimantan, and Sarawak. Among the games are Dota 2, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang MLBB, PUBG Mobile, and MotoGP 20.
Having good morals must be the way leaders uphold themselves in fulfilling their responsibilities to the people and the country. Speaking at the Madani religious talk at Seri Perdana, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said a civilized society needs to be strengthened by having leaders with such values.
Adding further, Anwar said he had studied and comprehended the message of Sheikh Professor Dr. Yusri Rushdi Al-Hassani, who said that civilization will collapse if a leader abuses power, pursues wealth, engages in corruption, and is covetous. Meanwhile, the Madani religious talk was attended by some 250 guests from various agencies under the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs and non-governmental organizations, which include Tabung Haji, the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia JAKIM, the Sharia Judiciary Department, World Organization for Al-Azhar Graduates, WAAG Malaysia, and Pertubuhan Penggerak Dakwah Putrajaya.
Back on TVS Nightline and on to world news, emergency crews were responding to a diesel spill on Thursday, March 16, after a freight train derailed near Anacortes, Washington. According to a tweet by the Washington State Department of Ecology, the train derailed in Skagit Country around midnight, spilling nearly 19,000 liters of diesel. In a statement, the Washington State Department of Ecology said the spill happened on a berm and that most of the diesel leaked on the land side with no indication of impact on water or wildlife. Local media reported that the derailment involved a BNSF train and both its engines and one car left the tracks. The cause of the incident is still under investigation and no immediate injuries were reported. The derailment came hours after another BNSF train derailed in western Arizona and a little over a month and a half after a Norfolk Southern freight train derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, causing cars carrying toxic vinyl chloride and other hazardous chemicals to spill and catch fire. French police deployed tear gas and water cannons to quell anti-pensions reform protests that broke out across the country. Now, earlier, the government had pushed through an unpopular bill that raises the retirement age by 2 years to 64 without a vote. As a result, thousands took to the streets in Paris and clashed with the police, with some seen throwing cobblestones at authorities and setting rubbish piles on fire.
There were reports of arrests and unrest in several French cities, including Marseille, Dijon, Nantes, Rennes, Rouen, Grenoble, Toulouse, and Nice. The police used force, including baton charges and tear gas, to push protesters back from the National Assembly, which is the meeting place of France's lower house of parliament. The Interior Minister, Gerald Darmanin, instructed the police to put in place enhanced protective measures for members of parliament in response to the ongoing protests. On Thursday, March 16, Macron's administration used his special constitutional power to push the pension reform bill through the National Assembly without a vote. This move sparked protests and calls for a no-confidence motion from the opposition. When Prime Minister Elizabeth Bourne triggered the special procedure, left-wing legislator reportedly shouted and chanted in opposition to the move. The use of Article 49.3 of the French Constitution allowed the pension reform bill to be adopted without a vote, but it also indicated that Macron's government did not have enough of a majority in parliament to pass the bill through traditional means. The far-right opposition in France has responded by announcing its intention to file a motion of no confidence in the government.
Over in New Zealand, TikTok will be banned on all devices with access to Parliament's network by the end of March due to cybersecurity concerns, becoming the latest nation to limit the use of the video sharing app on government-related devices.
Departments, our system works slightly differently to other countries. Departments and agencies follow the advice take advice from the GCSB in terms of their IT and their cybersecurity policies. And we don't have a blanket across the public sector approach to this, which happens in other areas. And so I'd expect that departments and agencies, including the Parliament, would consider the advice of the GCSB in making those decisions.
Concerns have mounted globally about the potential for the Chinese government to access users' location and contact data through ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company. A decision that the Parliamentary Service Chief Executive, Rafael González Montero, said in an email to Reuters was taken after advice from cybersecurity experts and discussions within government and with other countries.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. More headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Radzi Ahmad. Thanks for watching.